Welcome to the Daikaiju Network commentary of the Magic Serpent. We have a very healthy obsession with kaiju here. I'm your co-host, Kent. With me, I got a special guest. Lincoln, you want to show yourself over here? You want to say hi?
Hi.
He's going to be joining us today. And with me is my other co-host,
Jason. How's it going, everyone?
So 2 weeks later, we are revisiting the Magic Serpent. I hope you aren't tired of this yet. But yeah, we just kind of thought might as well go ahead and cover it. Unfortunately, again, if you were able to watch our show a couple weeks ago or listen to it, we were saying that we could not find a whole lot of information on this film. And it just seems to be kind of one of those sort of lost movies, quote unquote, in terms of not just an actual wide release to some extent here in the States, but there's really not a whole lot of information either. So today what we're going to do is actually just watch the movie. And one thing at some point I would like Jason to do to remind me is the sort of crappy quality DVD that he has. So I would like for him to show off a segment of the movie at some point, because that used to be mine, and I haven't watched that particular one in like 12 years at least or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
So I would like to see a photo of his, and then I might even show him mine and be like, look at how crystal clear my copy is. But but anyway, we are getting ready to go here. Anybody who has not done this with us before, what I do is I go 3, 2, 1, go. And when I say go, that's when we start the film.
And before we begin on the commentary here, I just want to notify everyone to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell icon so you never miss a new video. And then you can also subscribe to us over at Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and as well as, even though I don't have any available amount of text to add on there, but we're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, all those sorts of audio podcast versions. So otherwise, that's pretty much it for right now.
All right. So are you ready, Jason?
I am indeed ready. I'm on the home screen right now and got it highlighted to play movie.
So here's the deal, and I told Jason this right before we got going live here.
Before we hit begin, I just want to show you the home screen that I have here. Just turn this around, and that's what it looks like.
See, I forgot how incredible that menu was, but yet the quality of the actual films is shoddy.
Yeah. So, I'll definitely show it to you here in just a moment.
So, like I told Jason before we went live here, my movie is one of those DVDs where as soon as you insert it into the tray and close it, it starts automatically. So my 3, 2, 1, go this time is probably going to be very fast because I got my tray open, so I got to close it to start it. So I have no menu on mine.
Well, I do.
So, all right, are you ready?
Indeed, I am.
Okay, now, like I said, my 3, 2, 1, go is going to be fast, so I'll try to get this. Just close the tray. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Whoa. I never heard of that.
Now, mine's got an American International Television logo. I'm not sure how yours boots up, but...
Well, mine's that this please note thing.
Uh-oh. I got the title screen already of...
Now I've got the AI thing here.
Okay. Let me know when you see the first ninja head popping up over the...
And... Go.
There we go. Okay. Mine didn't work all that well there for a second.
So here you go. This is how it looks.
Actually, from here, that's not all that bad.
Well, from my from the perspective of the video, but actually seeing how it looks on my end, it doesn't look all that good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me see if I can get you a glimpse of mine. Oh, crap, I just about undid everything.
Yeah, see, yours is at least in widescreen format.
It is a very good video presentation of the movie.
Whereas mine is the traditional 4:3 ratio format.
All right. Is there a way? Oh, we can stop our cams here, can't we? Or can you do that?
Unfortunately, not on StreamYard, because I mentioned about that.
Wait a minute here. Let me stop my cam here. See if I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well,
I know yours.
Start it. Might as well keep it, I guess, then.
Well, I can at least stop mine too, but.
All right, so here we go. Here's Orochimaru. Orochimaru.
Orochimaru. It's a Rookie Maru.
Looks like he's got chalk on his chin.
Or like the baby powder.
He does. Like, look at that. I never noticed that before. It's probably his 5 o'clock shadow, because look at even his sideburns.
Speaking of 5 o'clock, has he gotten his margarita yet?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Even in feudal Japan. I love this shot. Especially
this is
white
how
green.
Color effects are really good.
Yeah, I wish you could be here to see this in widescreen.
See, the one thing I'm trying to figure out, is that like the actual bald head of the kid, or if it's
no,
like
they shave him. They shave him.
Wow. I was thinking like it could be like one of those rubber type of patch things to imitate like it's shaved.
Oh, I thought you meant like back in the days. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they did for the actual movie, but back in the days, in feudal Japan, they, that part of your head was shaved.
Mm-hmm.
So again, to share a small tidbit of information with what little that is out there, this movie was produced by Toei in 66 or 67?
1966.
Okay, yeah. So
the same year as Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster.
Yeah. I can tell anymore by looking at some movies. I can get within 1 year usually as far as when they were produced.
And then here we get the dragon with Godzilla's howl.
Yeah. That was an edit done by the American distributor. It wasn't AI. Again, I don't have my notes. I forgot who did. I think the company that did this started with a C, but the company that bought the rights for this, they're the one that inserted Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, and one of the Ultraman.
Yeah, because I know you mentioned about that in the previous episode.
Beetle-looking, moon beetle-looking character off of one of the later original Ultraman episodes.
Mm-hmm.
What is that thing in the sky?
It's a giant eagle.
What's the giant eagle doing?
What do you think it's doing?
Why is it doing
It just saved the boy.
And then this is how it looks with the title screen here. You can see some of
mine's the exact same thing.
Well, you can see some of the rough edges around the screen there. Oh
yeah, I actually see it, like literal rough edges.
Why is there the same picture of Uncle Jason's TV?
that's how you do commentaries.
Because it's my TV.
I shaved his head like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it. Seems like he doesn't like his haircut.
He's gotten used to it now. Right, Lincoln?
White.
I remember many years ago during my college days, I used to cut my own hair, just use the razor and just take it down. But it's like I had it on the longest setting, so it doesn't go all the way down. I did that all the way until I had my very first jab.
I could do that, but the guard that I have on my clipper, the new set of clippers we bought, the guard is rounded on the bottom. It's not flat. And that guard is meant to work within a 3 millimeter set. So even if I tilt it just even a bit, I could screw the whole thing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to get Michelle to potentially do it. And she said, I don't think you want me to do that. So I'm stuck with this shag. And no joke, I have seriously been thinking about shaving my own head. I seriously have been thinking about it.
Well, see, mine, it's been about, I would say, close to 2 months since I've had my last haircut. And what I'm thinking about doing is at least try to get maybe a good sized mirror to put in my bathroom, just like on the exact opposite side of the mirror that I have that's above my sink, and then maybe put on my hat and then put like some sort of setting so I can go around up until the edge of the hat, and then just sort of level it out and everything. Like
yeah,
I mean, back.
I think our last haircut was like mid-January. So it's been a while. It's been a while. If, like I said, if my clippers had a flat bottom to them to where I can, hold it straight and properly, then yeah, I probably would try to shave my own head.
And see, I've got one of my razors here. It sort of has like that rounded.
Yeah, like turn it to the side. Turn to the side. Yeah, ours looks similar. It's not that exact same thing, but
yeah, it's like right now it's at the lowest setting at 1, and then put it at 5, which is the longest. Even though it can go longer than 5, that's probably
what's actually crazy, Jason, is that you had that right there sitting.
Well, it's because
are you planning on shaving your head during the podcast?
Well, it's because I don't have a plug-in in my bathroom, and the nearest one's essentially right here.
You don't have a plug-in in your bathroom? That's crazy.
Well, for like the few years up until I got a battery operated fan, I had like one of those sockets.
Yeah,
that you can put in the light socket, and it converts it into like an AC plug-in. And I had one of my fans plugged into that, and one of my overhead lights in the bathroom. Because there isn't a fan in that bathroom.
That's crazy. Just some of the things.
Yeah.
Anyways, getting back to the movie, here we are. We have
10 years later.
Yeah. I forget the character. Jirai, I know, but is it Ichimaru? I think it's
Ichimaru, yeah.
Here we go. One of my favorite scenes coming up here.
Yeah.
Oh!
Whoa!
His head's cut off. Look at that. His body's moving by itself.
Why can't he still move if his head's cut off?
It's called the magic frog stuff.
I just noticed that in that one shot when he was laughing there that I just barely saw his back, or maybe his shoulders. That guy could have just moved down just a little bit and escaped.
How do you do that? It's gross, but how do you do that? Chew up your tongue?
Applying a lot of force.
Oh. I've heard some people like swallow their tongue. That's gross too. And I'm like, well, how do you do that too?
Yeah.
For those who may have missed our podcast a couple of weeks ago, my own personal history with this movie was that the DVD Jason is currently using to view this film was the one I had purchased many years ago at a Best Buy. It's a double feature, Gamera versus Gaussen, this film. Mm-hmm. And I remember at one of the evenings, I don't know if it was the evening after we bought it or what, but we watched it and we both were like, man, this stinks. And we weren't all that impressed with it. And I think up until a couple weeks ago to prepare for that podcast, I had seen the movie, I think, only one other time. And now I've seen it twice within a period of 2 weeks, which is a new record for me with this movie. So I've seen it a total of like 4 times, and the hell, and so I have to say that with time and actually having a better quality picture, I actually like this movie. The title Magic Serpent is deceiving, but that's not the actual Japanese title. The Japanese title, it goes by different names. Like one of them is even like Jiraiya's Adventure, something to that effect.
Yeah, let me search that up here for just a second while you're talking.
But this is a movie that I think for Western audiences, especially when you have a title like The Magic Serpent, people are going to become disappointed that you're not going to have a whole lot of creatures or kaiju involved in the film. And one of the things that I am very happy about is that a couple weeks ago when we were advertising for that podcast, we had a number of people who commented on that post saying that they really enjoyed the film, that growing up, if it was on TV, they would really try to catch it as often as they could, which is good because, like I just said, I have a newfound respect for this movie. And like even with what you saw there with Ichimaru getting his head cut off and all that, that was a tremendous special effect. I mean, sure, yeah, you could see like some of the blurriness around the body, but still it was matted very well. And Toei, wasn't like Toho. They didn't quite have as much money to do some of the fancier stuff like Toho could do. But still, it was done very well. And the more I watch this movie, again, I think the title of Magic Serpent is very deceiving and it should be something different. But when you take it as it is, which is basically a magical samurai type of film, a samurai film with magic involved, it's actually a pretty fun film.
So as far as the actual title itself, the Japanese version, its actual one is Kaiju Daikessen. And then there's another title that's called Decisive Battle of the Giant Magic Dragon.
Okay. Well, I guess they do have the monster. Like Kaiju Daikessen is monster... Great Monster War?
Great Monster Battle or something?
Yeah, it's something. Because Kaiju Daisenso is the Monster Zero. That was the Great Monster War, I think. So this is like Great Monster Battle.
Great Monster Battle?
Which is still deceiving in many ways.
Well, I mean, you get monsters and stuff, but the battles and stuff are basically towards the end of the film.
Yeah. And again, too, for people who may not have caught last week's podcast, and I would suggest that you do, I think part of my problem at the time, too, outside of there not being a whole lot of monster action, because again I was going off of the title Magic Serpent, but also the fact that the video presentation was crappy, so it wasn't that enjoyable. And trust me, having a movie with incredible video presentation is so important to whether or not you enjoy a film. Like, for example, since 2012, when was it Tokyo Shock released Godzilla vs. Megalon on DVD Blu-ray, Godzilla vs. Megalon actually is in my top half of favorite Godzilla films now. And it's simply because of the fact that we get an uncut film, and the picture quality and the sound quality is so much better than a bootleg DVD I had years ago and the VHS copy we grew up with for a number of years. And part of my problem back then too, in terms of not liking this particular film, is the fact too, I was not much of a fan of samurai films. It really wasn't until, let's see, maybe 10, 11 years ago, perhaps, that I sort of was more introduced to samurai films and started to enjoy them. And part of that too is stemming from the fact that I have spent more time over the years studying Japanese history. In fact, one of my final classes I ever took in college was on the history of the samurai in Japan. It went from like 300 some BC, I think, up until about the 1700s, something to that effect. Very interesting class. I loved it. And the professor would sometimes show clips of various samurai films. One class, he had shown a contemporary samurai film that was made in like the 80s. Another time he showed clips of Throne of Blood. I mean, he would show various clips, and that being exposed to those clips and learning more about feudal Japan really has helped to get me to not only just understand some of the things that are going on here, but to really increase my enjoyment of this film as well.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Master has died, and again, I've forgotten his name.
Not quite died, but he's on the verge there. He's just talking right now.
I don't have my volume up high enough, and I've been talking quite a bit here, so I haven't been able to catch everything.
But yeah, so now he's talking about Ichimaru's past and everything, and then now he's asking Gerard to grab the scroll that he has in this one statue and to take it with him.
I just wish this if I enjoy stuff.
Not right now.
Weak.
Oh God! I think this is the same voice that has done other films in the past, and it's like some of these familiar voices that you're used to that have dubbed a lot of these classic films. Like for some reason, it just makes my whole surroundings and stuff just comfortable for some reason.
Well, yeah, like it's familiarity is what it is. I think the company that dubs them, like a film like this, is Titan. I think is what they're called. Regardless whether it's Titan or it's actually American International. I know American International is a distributor, but I forget whether or not they did dubbing. Some of these voice actors appear in such films as Mothra vs. Godzilla, Warning from Space, and a couple other like earlier Showa Godzilla films as well. But yeah, like the guy who does the voice of Kumiyama in Mothra vs. Godzilla, he appears in a number of some of these earlier Japanese tokusatsu science fiction type films.
Yeah.
And he's one of my favorite voice actors.
Mm-hmm. He'll pay for his crimes.
That'd be funny if Ichimaru's like, pay for his crimes. And it's a close-up of his face.
Imagine seeing that when they had some close-up shots of the master there.
Imagine as Ichimaru is going with this crazy face that you pause the TV and it freeze frames on a particular expression. That'd be funny if he goes, all right, I won't die.
He just quickly stands up, just brushes himself off, and then just goes out for a walk.
Good stuff.
Why would he need to do that to beat stuff?
Well, don't you think he needs to do that to Ralph and Lizzie?
Well,
Yeah. Be careful with that. Those things are expensive now. Because they don't make them anymore. Well, hello, beautiful. You must be Harvey Squeeze. And you are beautiful. You look nervous. Is it my scars? You want to know how I got them? Look at me.
Look at me. I'm your captain now. Or should you say, look at me. I'm your squeeze now.
You will love me. You will love me. And he shakes her so hard that her neck breaks. Are you going downstairs?
No, I'm just going to get something.
Can you go downstairs and get me another one of these in the black fridge? No, this is still full, but can you get me another one of these down in that fridge?
I can't.
Please? Damn it. Spoil alert, you will.
Huh? Who are you?
A giant dust bunny.
You owe me some money in blackjack.
I was gonna stop by and kill the old fool, but I see someone beat me to it. Damn it. Well, anyway, do you know where he keeps his wallet? Thank you.
You're welcome. Why did they need to do
Can you close that door? This is one of my, this particular, not moment per se, but this is one of the matters of the film that sort of bugs me here is this grandmother plays a very important role in the story, especially when it comes towards the end. But we never see or hear from her again. And it just is kind of meh. What? What guy?
The one that was the same like that one.
Talking about Ichimaru?
He'll come back. It's storytelling. You can't just have the main character on screen all the time. Although I guess you could. I'm sure there are movies out there where they focus on the main character like every frame.
Well, like Birdman with those the one-shot choreography that they do throughout the entire movie.
I've never seen
like,
that movie.
Yeah, there's like no breaks or cuts in it. It's just like one long, like sort of real time type of shot throughout the
like
movie.
What they did with the first major fight Creed had in Creed.
Something like that, yeah.
Because that was one take.
Yeah. And I know 1917 did the same thing here too.
I kind of wanted to see that movie, but I'm like, I'm sure there's probably like dismemberment, and I really don't want to see that.
It has my lock of hair, along with the spider.
It's a magic letter opener. You cut yourself, the spider will come up and finish you off. It smells blood. Blood, I tell you. It smells blood, you die.
I used to look more beautiful just a year ago. Look how it did to me.
This kid, don't you get back close. Like you can't see.
The funny thing is that, unfortunately, some of the people who listen to the audio version of this are going to miss out on some of the weird stuff.
That's why we encourage you to watch us on YouTube.
How's he doing that?
She's magic.
Magic, I tell you. Magic! It's like, for some reason, every time I see a shot, like a B-roll shot of a river like that, for some reason, I always expect a dead body there.
Like that little boy in the Third Dimension movie.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments in cinema history. Knows.
What boy?
You'll see it. You haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't seen it.
The Third Dimension movie.
Look at me. I'm puffing my chest because I'm a shogun.
He looks like an American male from the 70s, Orochimaru does, because of the big chops.
Yeah. I think it's probably the facial features, too. It sort of looks like more of an American than a Japanese person.
He's a fake.
A big fat phony.
You're a phony. Dude, don't you go, you're a phony.
That's heavy.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Something tells me that I don't think that's okay. Look, that could have been prevented if the old man had let go of the rope and let the wagon tip backwards, because then it would have skidded eventually to a stop. Instead, the guy, I think, wanted to murder his child.
Well, too, I think it also depends on the sort of weight that they have on that wagon. Like, if they have a lot of weight at the front, they probably have a hard time just trying to, for that backside just to go down. In this scene here, it sort of reminds me of Full Gassery in a way.
It does, yeah. I was thinking that a couple of weeks ago when I was watching this to get ready for that show.
Yeah, because both of the movies, they're basically set in a feudal type of setting, but of course different nations. But they still just feel the same to me in a way. Idiot, quit being dumb.
I think the voice actor doing this old man here may be that guy that does the voice of Kumiyama.
Why is he doing that?
He's acting to fool the guards.
I know it does sound familiar
Otherwise, the
too.
guards might take him away and kill him.
I also like his facial expressions.
It reminds me of you when you get angry.
Well, my facial expressions aren't that way, but it's more like your goofy expressions like you're doing right now. It's like, I'm sorry, I was angry earlier, so I had to vent at something.
Maru goes, "It's okay, I understand. Tonight, as you sleep, I will suffocate you." I was thinking last night, Lincoln and I were watching Gojira, and a couple of points I thought to myself, you and I should do sort of it would be a commentary, but we would call it something to the effect of alternate kaiju theater, where it would be simply about altering each film. So, like, for example, at one point towards the end of Gojira, Yamane opens up the case that the oxygen destroyer is and hands it to Sarazawa. And in that moment, like, immediately my mind went, Yamane takes out the oxygen destroyer, goes, "Oh, oh," and then drops it on the boat. And everybody's like,
God.
like we are altering the movies as we watch it.
That'll have to be some high production that we'll have to do.
No, we would be like a commentary, but we're like, okay, right here, instead of what he did there, he will drop the sword on his foot, do the hokey pokey, and like somersault down the ravine or something like that.
Yes, you're a traitor.
Well, yes, I am a trader. I got chickens, I got cattle, I got carrots. What do you want to trade? Yes, I do.
I like how he just hits him, I think with like a stick or something. They didn't quite catch it. But then it's like, he's like,
And a couple of weeks ago, you were talking about how kind of this segment reminds you of Pulgasari. I was thinking periodically as I was watching the movie a couple of weeks ago of, in terms of story setup and formatting, it reminds me an awful lot of the Daimajin films too.
Well, and that too, yeah. Especially, mainly because of the whole samurai setup.
Well, but the fact too that, like all the Daimajin movies, this movie opens up with someone who knew the current ruling emperor,
right,
and kills him.
Mm-hmm.
And each and every single Daimajin movie opens up that way too.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that happen?
Well, those other people were ghosts.
And see, here's the part when I talked about in our previous episode where they have the visual effects of him using this frame to sort of enclose him in.
Uh-huh.
You can you'll just see in a moment how it doesn't quite look entirely complete. And then one of them was like completely out of the rain for a moment. You'll see it here.
Behold, an edible donut.
I also like the sound effect for this.
I do too.
Is that stuff gonna make the people die?
Oh, yep.
Why is that
Yeah, you can see.
It's not gonna make him die. It's holding them in place.
Yeah, you can see he's like
What happened to that guy?
Getting shocked. Maybe died there. Maybe you're right. It does kill him, I guess.
yeah.
Yep, it does.
But yeah, it's like that sound effect. I think it's also used in the Golden Bat, and I think that's
You're
also
right. That is a Toei produced film too. Yeah. And wasn't it? I think I'm very positive Toei produced Johnny Sacco too, right?
Yeah, they did.
They produced a couple of TV shows.
Well, I know they're most famous for obviously doing the whole Dragon Ball
That too, yeah.
series and then One Piece.
This is so entertaining. I mean, like I said, I'm really happy that as the years went on, that I started to like this movie more because back in the day it was just disappointing, and like I was saying a while ago, all the different reasons as to why I probably didn't like it then, but this is entertaining. As long as you aren't expecting like monsters rampaging all over the place, this thing is pretty entertaining. And the dub is good.
Yeah, I should probably need to get around and get a better version of this movie.
I can point you to a direction of where to get one after the show.
Let me see. I just want to check Amazon.
Actually,
here.
I can put it. Amazon's not going to have it. I'll show you where to go. I'll put it up in the private chat. Let me double check the place first here. Let me see here.
My backpack, I need to sit down.
Well, it still shows that they had the one with the Gamera one that I have.
Well,
Obviously.
of course they would.
And the one I currently have, it's like they have some options there for $93.
Yeah, that's not worth it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think this is the place here. Okay, well, the place that I bought it from, it says the website is currently under construction, or the page is missing. Either that or they got in trouble. A whoopsie doodle.
Well, why don't you just send it my way? Yeah, so I can at least check.
It's the same place where I got my Polgasari, and I got my American version of Varan, which is a terrible edit of that film. Oh my gosh. Raiden and Bo Raicho are not very good here.
Maybe this is the way how Raiden redeems himself after the movie. It's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I totally regret
it. She offered me some bread, and I accidentally electrocuted her. But it made some good Melba toast. Chucking stuff. He's about to sneeze into the camera for you.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some stuff on Amazon.
What's a microphone for?
So people can hear you. There's a microphone for
Crazy.
Who's the crazy one?
You are.
I don't know.
Nah, you're always.
This guy.
I think it's the one that has his head shaved.
Poopy, who would say, "Wow"? Hey, sorry.
He's got a monkey. I didn't notice that before.
Which one?
One of the henchmen, like the one closest. You can't really see it from here, but you saw it earlier when they were going down the line showing those guys.
Is it the one with the black and white stripes?
Yeah, well, all the way down at the end, the neck with kind of the red claw. He's petting. You see him stroking?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he is definitely petting that monkey.
Geez, these guys don't take their things seriously. I'm never going to listen to you again. Then, okay. I'm not holding you up. You got to have fun. You don't have fun. You take things too seriously. Life's not going to be fun for you.
No.
We're like MST3K. We actually love these movies. We love the movies that we make fun of.
Well, no, I think the guys over at MST3K they do love the movies too.
That's what I said. I said we're like MST3K. We love the movies that we make fun of. There are a couple actual stinkers once in a while, like Garuda.
Super Monster Gamera.
That one, and I think I told you this like a year or two ago, I'm actually slowly starting to grow fond of that.
God.
Where can we hear the stuff if we can see nothing on the down? Make the TV downstairs.
That's because we got a sound bar for that one.
But the other one downstairs doesn't.
The other one does, but it's a bigger room, so I got a sound bar.
That's why I fixed the sound.
All right, well. I'm not a child. I'm a man.
It was me, yeah.
It's Godzilla's son, dude. You know it. You know it.
Set his hair on fire, rubbing it too much.
You get this.
What?
The truth comes out. I've been calling him Jason at times, and you Lincoln.
Stop it. I'm not Jason because I'm not like you.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Probably say good.
Of course you would.
At least I'm not the one that's getting Alzheimer's. I'm forgetting people's names.
Who are you? Why am I talking to you? You make me,
who's that?
you make me scared.
When I see that kid sitting around the edge of the front of the boat there and stuff, I'm just like, oh, he's just gonna fall in or something.
How can that guy breathe underwater?
He held his breath for a while.
Because he's Aquaman. One of the Atlantean people. I like to know how he knew where to look for him. It's like you should have just gone in the water in the first place instead of just heading straight to land. Because, like, I didn't even know that he was taken to land there.
I want to see a cool Jason's TV.
No, we're not going to do that right now.
Do you really want to?
Yeah.
I wish I could send you like a file.
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it the same thing?
It's the same movie.
Same movie, but much bigger TV.
That one's smaller.
Well, because it's far away. If you see it in person, it's much bigger. It's 4K. Yeah, that's right, Ken. What are you gonna do about it?
Send you don't do that to your shirt. Is there a way I could send you a picture or something?
Through here?
Yeah.
I don't think so, no.
Well, then here, go to your Facebook. I'm going to send you something here in just a moment through Messenger.
I'm gonna go potty.
All right. Can you use our bathroom, please, so it's not so loud?
I don't know how to flush that.
Yes, you do. You just got to hold it down just an extra half second. Here we go.
Oh my God. What the hell?
There was a real funny picture years ago. One of my friends found like someone had done it on DeviantArt, and it was a gorilla and his incredible. Like it was just so funny. And so I was trying to see if I could find it, and then instead that happened to come up.
Jeez, always.
Remember who you are.
I'm gonna give me another drink.
Yeah, you need it. A lot of kidnapping and the like in this movie.
Here you go, Ken. Your favorite scene.
Yeah, Well, this was years ago. Oh, excuse me. This was the scene that basically made me, at the time, for sure to dislike this movie. And part of it was just the fact, again, it was the ridiculousness, but at the same time, I didn't necessarily understand the story either. But two, in your copy, you could see the strings really easily in a couple of scenes. In my cleaner copy, I can't see them anymore.
By the way, if you've had the Bud Light Seltzer kind,
Oh, I have, yeah.
For those that probably have, I would say, sort of stick away from the strawberry can, because when I try it, it sort of tastes like you're drinking bubble gum. Seriously, it sort of tastes like it. Yeah. Unfortunately, I bought the variety kind that had different other flavors. So at least, frankly, this is the very last one. I'll have to see which one I needed. Yeah. Anywho, back to this. Boy, that scene actually ended much quicker this time around.
Yeah, I remember the first time we watched it, it seemed like it took forever, and I'm like, really? Do we have to fight these doors?
Incredible fighting doors.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate doors. Remember that, Lincoln. Don't underestimate doors.
Why is that party building when your guys is bathroom?
It's just is.
Why the guy need to build it new?
Because it wasn't staying, it wasn't, the flapper wasn't closing. Plumbing brought to you by the Daikaiju Network.
Daikaiju Network.
Serves you right.
Hey. How heavy is this? Wait, keys don't have wings.
Yeah, they do, Lincoln.
No, they don't.
Oh, believe me.
No. I wanted, like...
This guy, the voice actor here for this guy, definitely was in movies like Mothra vs. Godzilla, Warning from Space, etc.
Mm-hmm.
A model statue.
I think in one of the Gamera movies, too.
Yeah, that's true. He was in, I think, a couple of the Gamera films.
Do we have another flashlight?
That's not important right now.
I'm okay.
No, I'm not glad to see you.
I am your daughter.
Oh.
I expected much of you. You know, in the stance that he's in, it sort of reminds me like he's sort of constipated.
Not your heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Hey, Pepto-Bismol.
Who unplugged that?
I did.
Why?
What are you gonna do about it?
They put a new one.
Yeah, you better not touch that. You can get shocked. Don't be messing with that.
Why did
Ikazuki Maru, not Ichimaru. Ikazuki Maru.
Ikazuki Maru.
Suzuki, Isuzu, Nissan,
Ikazuki Maru.
E-Honda, Zangief.
Cargill.
No.
Who said that?
I don't know.
It was your inner voice, Lincoln.
I asked you to be a good daughter. Now don't go in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. Joking, of course. The guy has gorilla type hands. Then she opens up the packet, throws the dust in his face, and then that's the end of the movie. We could have ended it right there.
Or she dabs her finger in it, and then it's just crack.
A straw? Yes, and I got a razor blade too. Want to share? You brought the crack.
Did you bring the good stuff?
It cost us a fortune, but it'll last us only 20 seconds longer, so it was worth it. Breaking feudal Japan instead of Breaking Bad.
Oh, God.
I got the TV wire fixed. Good as...
Scoop me.
One more thing.
What?
Are you getting out?
Huh?
Are you getting
You stick something in the outlet that you're not supposed to.
Is your outlet behind that TV?
Oh, heart attack!
What's the heart attack?
Your heart stops. And he opens up his robe, and it's a chest burster. And then it comes out, and then it's like, all right, last will and testament here.
Your heart.
It happens sometimes.
Sorry. Sometimes this doesn't. It's just a really funny movie.
It's funny in a bad way. Because it's Dragon Wars.
Oh, you're just making stuff.
I'm not making it up.
We've actually seen it in theaters.
You have. I didn't.
Yeah, I was the only one in that theater room.
Joke's on you. You're the one willing to pay $10 to see it.
Well, I saw it in the first few months when our parents moved into their the current town that they're in. I saw it there. So
even in that small town where a theater would be like one of the epicenters for fun, you still were the only person in that theater.
But that was the second time where I had a theater room by myself, and the other one was the Russell Crowe version of Robin Hood, where I was in that theater room by myself.
I don't want that there. Because it could have hurt my arm.
Yeah, and when she drops the knife, it accidentally goes to Ichimaru's head and accidentally stabs him.
But then, they're talking about killing him, and it's like the one guy decapitated him in the beginning of the movie. What makes you think poison's gonna kill him? I'm very fast.
He wakes up like a few minutes later.
Maybe that's what I should do with my hair. Look at this. I got the hairline to like tie it up like these guys. I just need to grow it longer and
do a man bun, or like the little bit of really shaved head in the second year of G Fest. You remember those photos? Yeah, I went to Great Clips like not long before that over at our parents' place, and this gal, I don't know what she was doing, but she just took the whole razor and just went to town with it. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, I would go to Great Clips quite a bit for a while. And I think there were only 2 or 3 times where I walked out of there actually feeling good about my haircut.
Like the ones over here across from the mall, I really like them.
I had been going to Great Clips up here for a while, up until year and a half ago, and then I started going to a salon, and it's obviously more expensive, but it's so worth it. Like every time I walk out of there, I'm actually happy with my haircut. Whereas I walk out of Great Clips and I'm seeing myself in the rear view mirror, and I'm like, oh shit, like they're attacking me.
Well, and like we have a great sports clip across the highway here over at Harmar and stuff, and it's like they're a little bit expensive, but I think they're also pretty good. I haven't been there since they opened the place about a year or so ago.
I think people who work at Great Clips hate their job. Anyways, back to Magic Serpent. I don't know how many times we've gotten off on different tangents.
Well, what else is new, sir?
Izukimaru's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive.
Oh my god.
What would you do about me?
What would I do about you? I'll throw you out this window.
No. You're just goofing me up.
Yeah, goofing me up.
Stop. Now you're just fooling me.
Or body slam you.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
He looks so constipated.
I thought for a split second he was in that room with them. He's like, what? He didn't die.
And see, that's the face of a constipated person.
You know what I should have done there? Is pause that, take a picture of it, and then that would be my new Facebook profile picture.
Well, you got the chance to do it.
I should have done it. Will you pay me if I do that?
Maybe $5.
That would be the best $5 ever. So we're getting closer to the ending here.
Yep.
We got Yuki Daijo drinking all the soy sauce there.
In a really large sake cup.
I just thought of something really stupid there. Let's play Pass the Prostitutes.
God.
That's what it looked like. They just kept giving her to a different guy. She was.
Oh Lord, the lion!
It's not a lion. It's just a guy.
He took me Haribo gummies.
He took my lobster flavored crackers.
And this coupon for Lobster Fest.
And he took my favorite clothes. What's he saying?
You're a little bit too light to go in front of him there.
That'd be funny if that guy's dying words were, "Your timing sucks."
Or, you bitch.
Or even worse. I will type it to you.
He's so happy.
Typical.
There we go.
I told.
Get the giant toad.
You know, this could have been called Rampage Light. You got 3 monsters, technically 4, but
Yeah. I see what you mean. I was like, 4? What the hell are you talking about? Oh, okay.
So, folks, this is kind of what happens a lot of times when I do movie night with my son. And this happened last night, too, while watching Gojira. We pretend we are monsters.
It's the flying nimbus.
There we go. That was something, too, that I always thought was crazy looking years ago. I'm like, I'm out.
What's that one for?
It's just part of the magicalness of the frog.
What's the toad's destroying stuff?
Because he's trying to get after the bad emperor. The guy that was wrapped in that ring earlier in that village. This set is so amazing. I like too how they do the edits and all that, where they match some of the destruction with real sets. And of course, going out of their way to build a giant toad foot.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of big.
This is just an incredible set. I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. This is one of the most impressive sets I've ever seen, you know, during a Japanese tokusatsu kaiju type movie during this period. I mean, it's just incredible.
Mm-hmm. I slay you. I slay you too.
If only Mortal Kombat games were this easy.
Is this for the TV?
Oh, it's my computer.
And then now, like on my version of the TV, I don't know if you can actually see it. Like at the very top, you can get the very bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's the sign of a pretty crappy copy.
Yep.
Is this movie on your list?
No.
Why?
Because it really isn't all that good.
Oh, I wanted to watch it.
Well, if you want to, but I'll be in another room doing something else.
For making me cookies.
Mm-hmm. You didn't put the blueberries in there like I asked. That makes you worthy.
Along with the raisins.
I hate Raisin Bran. Those scoops of raisins, my ass. It's more like 20. Too many raisins. This guy, do you see his facial expression?
Like I say, it's the expression of a constipated person.
Maybe they just need to take that clip there and put it on the bottles of the Pepto.
Do it. Give them some advertisement.
Man, especially these wide shots, just impressive. Just the size and the scope and the detail. The water effect coming out of the dragon's mouth isn't necessarily that well done. It almost looks
especially with the mouth really basically closed.
Yeah, I mean, it looks
spraying
like
the water all over,
vomiting, or like he's like bleeding, but his blood is clear or something.
Well, like earlier in the movie when you talked about the blood, like when the eagle clawed him like at the nose bridge area, like the blood would just spray all over the place.
Yeah. He jabbed him in the throat there, but nothing really happened. I bet you I know why Ikazuki Maru decided not to take the throne when this was over. He realized half the palace was destroyed, and he's like, I don't want any part of that.
It's like, I want to take my throne. Oh,
I don't want to oversee this thing.
Quite a bit. I'm not gonna. I'm a bit too lazy, so I'm not gonna take the throne.
Yeah, thanks, but no. That's a hard pass.
Like to the kid and his sister there is like, you guys can clean up the mess.
Ultraman 80. Well, I got several more of them. I got a new one this week. 2 if you want to watch.
Also, like how they added in, was it either Gyra or Sanda Hal into this?
It's Gyra. Jeez, Jason, aren't you a true fan?
Well, like I said, Sanda or Gyra.
You're supposed
listen to
know
what I say, you dumb mother.
Don't you know I'm a gatekeeper, bro?
You know who I say to those kinds of people? Fuck off.
Me too. You saw the movie 2 weeks ago, bud. You should know what happens to him. The toad is Ikazuki Maru. So what happens to Ikazuki Maru? He lives, buddy. Spoilers. If this is the first time seeing the film. Spoilers.
Really?
I remember in 2015 in one of my personal blogs, here we go again on regular tangent. In one of my regular blogs, I got done with Stephen King's Pet Sematary. So I wrote a review. And this guy wrote a comment like a day or two later saying, you shouldn't be spoiling the book. And I said, dude, this book is 31 years old.
Well, did you also mention like there's spoilers?
No, because I think that's stupid to do for something that's that old. If it was brand new, then I would do it. You know, like when we covered King of the Monsters last year. You know, something that's brand new.
Or like a lot of these old movies nowadays.
I mean, some films, and I'm not saying this one. Heck no, this thing isn't in pop culture. But like other films like Star Wars, Star Trek, I mean, a bunch of films and TV shows have been satired and part of pop culture to where people know like some of the big moments, like I am your father. You know, I knew that before I even saw Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Didn't care. So, I mean, you shouldn't spoil a 31-year-old book, bro. Then don't read any reviews and go read the damn thing yourself.
Yeah. You basically spoiled it for yourself, dude. That's all I have to say. It's like, it was your choice looking at the review, so it's your own fault.
I know. I don't understand that. Well, like we said on this podcast many times over the last like 5 or so years, that when we talk movies on here, we will spoil them because you can't really have a discussion without spoiling it. Now, some people would say, well, you could have a non-spoiler section and then a spoiler section, but then that sort of prolongs a show that doesn't need to be prolonged when you can hit everything all at once. So I don't see any point in doing that.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do with your own podcast, fine, do it, but that's not how we're going to do it here.
We're at the final stand.
It's the final countdown. Dun, 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 dun. I like this. It's funny, I think. It looks like he's wearing like a nightgown, Orochimaru. Like he from afar,
and with bad hair too.
Yeah, he looks like your grandmother running down the side of the beach or something.
It's like, get away from me. I'll probably show it to you here for just a couple minutes.
All right. That's what I like to see. That's some low quality grade crap right there.
Oh yeah, especially with the very bottom part at the very top.
It's like someone took a camcorder and recorded it on a projector.
Yeah. Oh, he dead.
We don't
Doesn't
know that.
look like it.
We don't know that.
I also like the sound effect to the whole water thing.
It sounds like someone taking like heavy swallows of water.
Yeah. Or like when you're underwater, you pretty much hear all that sound effects.
This is a shot that's longer than it needs to be.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure there are a few alive, but we'll kill them in due time. That he is the toad. We just went over this 3 minutes ago.
I almost tipped over my thing of Bud Light seltzer.
You spilled it on your computer, and then your picture becomes. It goes.
Well, it's far away and on a different table here.
I know, but I'm just saying. And then I hear you, but yet there's no picture, and your voice is like an echo. Hello, hello.
Oh,
I'm in the phantom zone.
Oh,
I'm in the I'm in the mood. Did Freddy go to anywhere? When Freddy's echo went like this.
Here's someone mowing their lawn.
don't leave me.
I knew it. I knew it was going to be my neighbor. I made a bet with myself. I said $25. Jerry's going to mow his lawn today. And sure shooting, he's out there mowing.
Yeah, like with the governor over there, is like you can't mow your lawn or something like that.
Over here?
Yeah. Yeah, there's been orders.
No, we can. I did it like a week ago. I think it might have something to do with lawn services.
Or I think it probably was one of the early orders from what I've heard, but then maybe she rescinded it back or something.
I never heard such a thing. I mean, because Jerry mowed his lawn, my other neighbor across the street mowed his lawn, then I mowed my lawn. I've seen other people mow their lawns.
And there's the end.
The end. All right. So, that's the Magic Serpent. As you can tell, there just wasn't a whole lot to say.
And here's the post credits.
That post?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I wonder if they're still around.
Look it up.
As you can tell, there wasn't a whole lot to say. That's not to say it's a bad movie.
I mean, we pretty much said everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, we discussed this movie 2 weeks ago, but on top of that, they're just, I mean, outside of making a comment here or there on various scenes, there just isn't a whole lot of information to give about this film. There's nothing out there, at least in the English language, that we really could share with you. And but it's a very good movie. I still think it's better than people give it credit for. Again, I think the title of The Magic Serpent is incredibly deceiving. But if you go in realizing that it's basically a samurai movie with magic involved, you're not going to be disappointed. I think the acting is incredible. The special effects, actually, for a small studio like Toei and a studio like Toei that doesn't quite have the necessary tools and the money to throw around like Toho did even at the time, special effects are very good. And the dubbing is, I think, wonderful too. It's done, with some of the classic sort of voice actors who typically get involved with these kinds of films. And I enjoy it. I still think it's a great movie. Like I said, this is like my 4th or 5th time ever seeing this film, and I continue to enjoy it. Sure, we make fun of it, but like I said, that's what we do. That's what we do. We love these films. We don't hate them. Like I said, we're sort of like MST3K that way. You make fun of the movies that you love. So, I think it's a fun film. I still would recommend it to people. I understand it's not really a kaiju movie per se, but there are strange creatures at the beginning and at the end. The ending battle, as you just saw, assuming you did see it with us, is still fun. Thank you. And I just think it's still worth a watch. I still think it's something that most people would find something to like about it.
Yeah, there's really nothing much else for me to add about it from the previous episode. I really enjoy watching this movie every time I have the chance to see it, although I would have liked to have a chance to own a better copy.
Well, check out that film site link that I gave you here a while ago. I don't know if the site's still around. That's the first time.
Yeah, it's still showing up the same thing like you saw.
Yeah, so I would check on it after a few days and just kind of see. I don't know if they got into trouble or what. I don't know. Hopefully they're still around. But let me pull up the commentaries left document here. Let's go ahead and get things going as far as scheduling here. Just about have it up. Okay, there we go.
And I think what I'm planning on doing after when we get done here, I'm looking at getting at least a couple of movies finally.
It's about time. Okay, well, come on. Minimize. I had to do the enable editing. Okay, there we go. Do we want to do another commentary on the 9th?
Let's see, what is that? Another 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks from today.
Okay. Sure, why the hell not, since we're in this current situation around the world right now.
Did we do Gojira? I don't have that on my list. I have the 56 version. Did we do Gojira?
I think didn't you mention about that not long ago?
Not Gojira, no. I was wondering about Gorgo, and we did do Gorgo. But I'm assuming we probably did do Gojira.
Who's Gojira?
The movie we saw last night.
I don't remember Gojira.
You don't remember?
You got a bad memory then. I think
you're too young to not remember.
I think we did do it, didn't we?
I probably would have to look it up afterwards.
Okay, well, why don't you do that and get back to me at some point? So I was thinking 2 weeks from now. Let's see. Do you want to do?
From what I've seen in our thing here on the website, I don't see anything as far as Gojira.
Really?
Let me check our old Total Access.
What is this called?
It's an Ultraman orb.
But why is this clip out?
Because that's the case. That's how they package things sometimes.
I see what we did. Godzilla raids again.
Yeah.
I want to watch that. Please, I'm going to stay.
Nope, doesn't look like we did it.
Wow, I gotta add that now to the list. Oops. Poop.
I'm sort of surprised that we haven't done a commentary on that.
Okay, now I just added that to the list. I can't believe I'm actually bringing this up, but part of it too is the Band-Aid effect. You want to do Shin Godzilla?
The movie that you like to talk about the most. Sure, why the hell not? Just get it out of the way.
All right. So we will post things up on social media. So come join us at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the afternoon of May 9th, for Shin Godzilla commentary.
And so with that, I would say just, again, subscribe to us on these social media things down below there. I won't have to say it again. And then as well as on YouTube, just make sure to hit the bell icon so that you'll never miss a new video when we do our regular episodes or commentaries.
All right. And with that, thank you so much for joining. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for Shin Godzilla.
All right. Take care, everyone.